cylinder reseal and seal review / explanation. Okay, I've already pulled all these seals from stock. Okay, and I've already pulled the seals. We're going to put these in. I'm going to talk about these seals, the different styles and things. Okay, so let's start with this buffer. This is the buffer that came out of there. It's a two-piece. It's all chewed up. I have a different style in stock here. This is a DRY style. Okay, what this is, it's like kind of a U-cup, and it's got a little hardened backup in there for extrusion. And what that is, you can see on this one, the one that they had in there. Let me come around there and show you. When I talk about the extrusion, this is from the pressure. See how this is all, that's from the pressure and the banging, and it kind of deforms this thing. This one's really chewed up, and it's flattened and everything, just so you can see. So that's what the extrusion's about. And so we don't have this particular size. I need to order some more, but I do have this style with the extrusion backup in there. So you're going to put, now this one is below the shaft seal. It goes here. It's the first one. It sits like that. So let's put that in first. So you just kind of just roll this in by hand and get it down in there. You use your little pick here. Make sure you get it seated properly. And sometimes they go in easy and sometimes they don't. Okay, so you so make sure you get it seated in there. I can see that it's a little, and then you're going to take your little extrusion back up. That just helps it from because what it is that part of the seal is a little soft and this is hardened. Sometimes these are a pain in the butt to get in here. Okay. So that's in there. Then we're going to take the poly shaft seal. This is a B-lip with a square O-ring stiffener inside of it. See that? We come around. So it's got a square stiffener in the back, and the edges are, this is a B-lip, the edges are beveled. Standard type seal, we call them poly seals. It's like a U-cup, but this one has a stiffener. Use your tool here, your seal install tool, roll it back, and drop it down in the groove. Okay. Hold on a second. Made a little mistake here. Okay, let's get this in here. Turn this over to get this in here differently. Helps if you can see good. I'm losing my eyesight. Okay, there we go. Now we got the stiffener in here. We're going to get this dropped in and I'll come around and show you. Now we have quite an extensive seal inventory here because we do a lot of cylinders, and it's nice to have all the stuff in stock so you can just turn around and fix it right there. You know, that takes a while to get all the seals. Otherwise, I'd have to be ordering seals. So, you know, I'll tell you, we have a lot of money in seals. I couldn't even tell you, but you know, it's been a collection over the years. You don't just, you know, unless you got $100,000 to buy all your steels in one shot and organize them, you know, that's a little difficult. I started out, I buy all the O-rings and that. Okay, let me come around and show you. Well, first let me put the wiper in. This is an ST type wiper. And we'll just pop that in, and I'll come around and show you what it looks like inside. Basically, when we start getting low in our containers where we have all the seals organized, when we get down and I see, or they see that there's only a couple seals left, and we make an order. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but so you got your wiper in there, you got your poly seal, and then this right here is that buffer seal right in there, down there with the stiffener. Okay, so when I took this apart, this shaft seal was shot, and so was the buffer seal. So, you know, it's been beat up. So that's how you get that on. Okay, then, now this little seal here, you don't forget this. This goes on the piston. There's a bevel here. You don't want any leakage between your piston. So that goes onto that shaft there. Okay, then we have an O-ring that goes up here on the top of the head. Basically, that prevents water from getting inside of there and getting on the threads over time. That goes right up top. Then you got your barrel seal. You got a backup here. Put that on first. Drop it down. And then you're going to take your O-ring, and that'll come right in there like that. That's what that looks like. Okay, so you got that's ready to go on. We're gonna change this type of buffer to the other style, the DYR style. And I'm gonna set this aside because we're gonna order about 10 of these. And these things aren't cheap, man. It's probably $100 worth of seals right there. Okay, the last thing is we're gonna change the piston seal. You always change these because okay, so we're going to pop this out with a screwdriver, break it, take the stiffener out, throw that away. Then you have this brand new one. It's a PS 1880 style serve-on piston seal. You're going to put the backup stiffener on first, pop it in, then I'm going to hang this over. I'm going to go over to the vise. You should be able to see me over here. I'm going to put this on here, tighten this on. Okay, then I have an O-ring that I keep around, a 210 O-ring, and I grab this thing, right, and you're just going to kind of snap it on. Okay, see the O-ring I use to do it. And then what you want to do is take your seal clasper. If you don't have one of these, you could use a big hose clamp. I used to do that before they came out with these things. The seal clasper, you're going to put this down, tighten this up, These things are about 300 bucks. Whoops, didn't get it on there. It's going to be, you do it on the seal part. These things are about 300 bucks, I think. We have like 3 of them laying around. This one's about had it. So you're going to suck that on and then just tightens it down and just leave that for a while, and it'll form that seal back in before you put it on. So that's the explanation on that. And our next step will be put this together, get it all tightened up, and then we'll test it. But I wanted to tell you about the seals. You know, we sell the seals here. If some individual has, you know, they just need to fix one cylinder, you know, give me a contact, and then maybe you just need a couple seals or a seal kit. You could mail it to me, and I can get you the kit and help you out that way. You got a couple cylinders off a piece of equipment that you have or something like that. But that's the explanation on that one. Stand by for the next one.